We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And Charles, we take a look at the interplay. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, 2 were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So out comes their first possession. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Throwing to start the drive. Frost looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Richards. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. Back to throw. Frost. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up second down. Off play action. Frost. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. On the handoff, McLaughlin. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 6. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll run here with a rookie. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. You talk about defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4.
And when you see a ranking like number 4 in the league against the pass, that's a testament to both their defensive coordinator and the general manager.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the board first here this afternoon. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down and how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. And just shutting him off there. And he returns this to the 22. So here they get set for their opening possession. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, game going again.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
They'll keep it on the ground. Buckley. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Here's 3rd and 10. Now Moore. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return, and it'll be 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Off the play fake. Frost. Pressure brought in, and the get there for the sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Frost. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
Taking it about the 16. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. Taking over 1st and 10. So for the second time in this one, we get set to defense. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll try the left side. Buckley. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Moore now. Work in the middle. Man complete. And he is going to have a first down. 3, he doubled that. He got 6. He's at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's done here.
14 yards there and a first down. Off play action. Moore. In trouble, and he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Back to throw. Moore. And a quick throw here. That's complete. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs. Stall them out when you do that.
Now it's 1st and 10, down at the 33. Operating from the gun, Moore. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. They'll look to throw again. On the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to have down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's complete right around the 8. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now a handoff running through the middle. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-0. Back now in Atlanta, 2nd quarter action. The football. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Operating from the gun. Moore. That's to his running back, complete. And he is into the end zone for a down. From 4 yards out. And the decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Now they get ready to head back onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5. The give is to McLaughlin. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beef eaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. So a change here on the punt. They go play action here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's touchdown! A big play there. 77 yards. And they have taken the lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? Really special by him. But let's face it, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Ready to march out of the field. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run. It's McLaughlin. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Third down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Frost. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So after 3 drives and 3 touchdowns combined between these two clubs, finally we get a defensive stop.
Yes, and welcome to the party, defensive players. And glad to have you because for a while there, it almost felt like it was 11 going downfield on air. Okay, so to be able to have someone come up, make a stop, now we got a football game going.
Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Got his man. It's Pearson, and he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. On first down, Buckley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. A shotgun handoff to Murphy. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 11. The first.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
They'll run on first down. Buckley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Back to throw. Moore. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front, and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. A handoff as they run the counter play. And the result here, the same. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Moore. He's got running back out of the backfield. 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
Touchdown! A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And 2 touchdowns. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. Now couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the 1st down.
Took just 1 play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Back to throw. Frost. They'll set up the screen. It's McLaughlin. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go Charles Davis to another one in Orlando. The coach, he'll have stats and scores. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway. But the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Back to throw again. Gates with a grab. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards, the final tally.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Frost. He finds his man. Complete. It's Schmidt. Going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Operating from the gun. Frost. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Richards. 2nd and goal from the 1. Back to throw. Frost. Throw left side complete. That's McLaughlin. Called the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. A 1-yard touchdown reception. Each score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Ford now to return it. Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. About set to begin their next drive. The offense at the line. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. To throw is Moore. A final shot before break. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
And not much doing on the return. Good coverage there. Going to stop him in his tracks at the 15-yard line. Offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Now a play fake here on first down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the defense. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Operating from the gun, Moore. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Murphy. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fielded just inside the 30. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Now we'll see what the has in store with their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense him saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Looking to throw. Frost. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He can't get him down. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise him with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a 1st down. Gotta love that efficiency.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. He finds his man, complete. That's Price. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Back to throw. Frost.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
A short one there, taken in by Ferguson.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team, but
you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The slot man in motion right. Back to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Price. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
2nd down and a yard. A carry from McLaughlin.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Here's a give up the middle. Gets past one man. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there.
Rushing touchdown on the year. Extra point away from evening this one up. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 21. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run.
And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Off the play fake. Moore.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Now a handoff up the middle. Buckley. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And that will be incomplete.
Good work there to force the incompletion and 4th down. Normally, it'd be a quick change for the punt return unit, but this offense has converted twice on 4th down so far, so you may want to double-check things there and make sure they're actually going to kick the football.
And it's fielded at the 34. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here comes set to take over on offense.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
On the ground, here's McLaughlin.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
2nd and 5. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Frost. A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Back to throw. Frost. Over the middle, complete. It's McLaughlin. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
2nd down and 6 now.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down. Frost. That is caught. Touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And this scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front.
I know we often laugh and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines, but the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kick unit out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Here comes Ford on the return. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Atlanta regains possession of the football. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Moore. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the EA Sports. Now here on EA Sports.
Ball on the 35. Here comes second.
They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. Up the middle they go. Buckley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 68 yards on the ground for him now, as he's done that on 15 carries. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Moore.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Edwards. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 3rd down. They've hit on half of them. 5 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now a give right side. Buckley.
And he's going to have down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They'll go with Murphy here on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Back to throw. Moore. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing, but in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will. Touchdown! A great play there. 38 yards.
And the extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Now the try here for the point after. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. A 10-play drive that time.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. Sacked, down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
I wonder if they're wandering back to the huddle thinking to themselves, can we just hit rewind and go back a play? Definitely not the down they wanted to begin this drive by giving up a sack. But for the defense, that's exactly how they drew it up.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Looking to throw. Frost. He finds his man. Complete. That's Price. So the completion good for just 3. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Frost. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taking it about the 36. So possession goes over here on the punt. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. About set to begin their next drive. It's at the line. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Moore. Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st down, Buckley. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great effort there. His 1st touchdown on the year. And broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Did you see them hold up 4 fingers to the start of the 4th quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly have played that way. The 4th quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And the good kick pays off as he's only able to get this out past the 10-yard line. And to trot out on the field. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's McLaughlin. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 40 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an field.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. McLaughlin.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd and 8.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Here's 2nd and 8.
A short one there, taken in by Ferguson.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one good for 14. And
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Slot man moves right. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Price. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw. Frost. Pressure brought in. There for the sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
The drive had started well after a punt last time. Now it's slowed down a bit, and let's face it, they don't want to punt the ball in back-to-back series. They want a sustained drive on this one.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Frost. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
The home team's offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Buckley. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a on the play.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. This is 2nd and 8.
Now a handoff up the middle. Buckley, and a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 9 here.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, he can't hold them.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. So all eyes on the down by 7. A little under a minute 50 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Back to throw.
The short one there taken in by Ferguson.
I like what they did there, still keeping their tight ends involved. They understand it's not quite Hail Mary time just yet.
They'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. He's to the 15.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And in a spot like this, a tie game late, if you can hit on one of these home run balls, it could win you the ball game. But, boy, you run the risk of an interception, and that could be what loses you the game. So a lot riding on every play. That one incomplete.
And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now.
They run the counter. Buckley.
Taken down at the 30. So the road a little tougher here. Now 1st and 20.
Up the middle they go. Buckley. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40.
Here comes 2nd down.
Is one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Murphy running straight ahead.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
If they get nothing else here on 3rd down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. Now a handoff up the middle. Buckley. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And the kick is good. The young rookie coming through like a 10-year vet. And win the game.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew in Garden, saying so long, everybody.